for each monthly event. Yeah, so basically we had around just a 5-minute pitch, bit of an update, as I said, and bit of an update in terms of what's happening in your world from your project perspective. So then we then sort of go then after we finish all the pitches, we go to some music by SOS at the concert that he's set up behind us. We go enjoy some music there, and then after that you can do what you want in terms of networking with each other, or talk about stuff. And there's some boats out there that you can take on. Our current world champion boat racer, Indy Bow. She's the current. She took over Xander last month. So she's got the title, and Indy's also got the title. Her and LHJ have also got the title for world champions in dancing. So she's got 2 titles at the moment. So once we get on the dance floor, they're the 2 to beat. They've been practicing, I believe. So just a bit of fun. But yeah, probably to start off with, we'll probably go to the left. And Kevin, you're on my left, so you get the first just the first pitch in terms of, give us an update in terms of what you're doing with, obviously got your new project. Share with us with that, and in terms of how that's going and some of the things coming up that you're seeing from your perspective. If you're still good, Kevin, to get the ball rolling. That mic's floating up on you.
I would say just go to this person, maybe he'll.
Yeah.
Kevin, do you hear it?
We'll come back to you. We'll come back to you, Kevin. We'll come back to you. We'll go to Fatal. Fatal, you're next along the line. Fatal, do you want to share with us? I know this is your first Raveland event, so welcome.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, tell us in terms of your project and what's happening, what's coming up from your perspective.
Well, I just first have to say thanks for reaching out to me and getting me in here. I had some time today, so it's great, and I'm happy now that, I'd like to hear what Kevin has to say and hear about Kevin's project, but being another photography project, I'm kind of happy not to be following what he's talking about, just, because he's got so much more of a reputation than me. But we just, I'm also quote the Raven 16 on Twitter. If you guys, some of you guys probably see me, I've been kind of pumping Sir Crone a bit and trying to pump other projects that I see that I like. Sorry, I can't quite hear you there, Kevin. Yeah, so I've also kind of became friends with Sir Crone a bit, and he kind of encouraged me to. I'm kind of am I echoing on somebody's? Sorry, guys.
No, it's all right. No, you're right, Fatal. You're good. I think just Kevin's mic there's probably playing up on him a bit, but yeah, you go on. It's all good.
Okay. Yeah, so I kind of befriended Sir Crone a bit, and he kind of encouraged me to put some of my photography on. I've been doing film photography for about, since I was kind of a teenager, 18 or 19. So I've just kind of collected a lot of film over the years. I do some digital as well, but for me personally, I like the look of film. I like the textures and the tones that you get in film, in different film stocks. It's always kind of different. And yeah, I just decided to put my collection together. First, just kind of doing some funky lomography, different stuff. I have a bunch of turquoise stuff that I did, and purple lomography. They're just these, I don't know if anybody's heard of lomography. I think White Hash knows about it. It's just this company that kind of started making their own stocks, and they do saturated tones with purple, desaturated tones, turquoise, and lots of different stuff. So I've been doing that, high-res scan that stuff, work on it a little bit, just touch it up, not too much stuff. That they get kind of grainy. You want to clean up the spots, clean up the scratches and things like that, and then also try to get into doing some more funky stuff. Like if you if you've, I know Sunny has picked up one of my lighthouses, and White Hash has grabbed one of my lighthouses also. That's just kind of something I was playing around with, you know, do little contrasting colors on it and do kind of series, and then I thought, you know, maybe I could make something that's kind of like a utility, where you could use those to enter the ways for, I want to start by giving away 8x10s to people, and then, you know, if I get a lot of interest, then maybe it could work up to giving away canvas prints or other things like that, metallic prints. And then it's, you know, the way that it could work out now is people in different countries. I'm in Canada. You know, for getting people their prints, I can just look for a local place to print it to, send it to them. Like say, you know, Lewis, if you bought something from Australia, then maybe find like a local place that would just print it there and get it to you easier, rather than trying to mail something from Canada to Australia, which is, you know, a million different things could happen to it.
Yeah, especially the logistics problems at the moment, getting things around the world.
Yeah, definitely, for sure.
That's a great idea.
I mean, I know that Sir Crone, I think, got a shirt to Morgan Crow in Europe just by finding like a printer in Europe that would just make it easier. So yeah, just doing that. 35's kind of just been my passion. It's not forgiving, and I don't know if anybody saw my trailer video. I kind of related how film photography is sort of like Ravencoin, as it's immutable. You can't go back, you can't edit it. It's there on the film roll as soon as you get it. So I thought it was a good fit. I just launched it, or listed it, on Wednesday, and I think I had more than half my collection sold out, and just a lot of support from some great people right here. Like White Hash bought 3 from me on the first day. I couldn't believe it. I didn't even anticipate that, but I guess the guy loves lomography, so thank you, White Hash, and thank you, Sunny, for picking up something also. Yeah, so I mean, I'm going to do different series going forward, and every series will have an auction item where the auction winner gets sent an 8x10 print to start, and maybe down the road, maybe some better prints like canvas, or like I said, or metallic, or so yeah, I got a few series coming. Like eventually, for me, it might run out because I only have so much photos. I just have to start doing some other stuff, and you know, at that point, hopefully, I'd like to start maybe doing more infrared digital things like that, but it's kind of down the road a bit. So yeah, that's kind of it for my project.
That's fantastic.
Those are the giveaways. I'll be doing a community one here soon, and then there'll be more giveaways for holders and going forward.
Nice. Yeah, I've just got it up on Ravenist. Just got it in front of me now, and no, it looks fantastic. You're on my radar now, even though we had seen it, but yeah, no, it looks fantastic. Yeah, that's fantastic.
Yeah, well, direct from Philly just messaged me about maybe getting something up on a monitor here in Braveland, and definitely could look into doing that. I know there's like little promo booths and stuff and things like that here.
Yeah, definitely have a chat with Philly, as he said. That'd be great to get some new stuff up there.
Yeah, for sure. I'm just happy to be supporting decentralized art and community. Like I don't want to list my stuff on Ethereum where Vitalik's thing like a huge cut of the transactions, and you know, I want everybody to enjoy it, and people who are trying to build for themselves to support each other, and that's you know, I'm glad I found Ravencoin. You know, you're talking about Telegram earlier, and you know, people are just all upset about the price action and things like that. I mean, I kind of started like that. I just wanted to mine and make something that was profitable, and you know, try and make money off it. But then I kind of got into the community a bit, you know, over a year ago, and met some cool people, and like-minded people that just want a better decentralized future for everybody. And I think, part of that first is this, decentralizing our asset, decentralizing our money, and I guess that's kind of it.
Nice. Yeah, thanks, Farrell. Thanks for that. Now we know a bit about you in terms of your projects, which provides a lot more deeper understanding and substance to your projects. I really appreciate you sharing that with us. So then now you're actually on our radar now, and I think, as you said, I think look, my view on NFTs, and I think there was a discussion on Twitter during the week, and I think it was sort of driven from just a couple of things with Jake and with the Hounds. And my view on NFTs, I collect them because I love the art. We collect them for our prop because we love the art, and we have no expectations to make money on the NFTs. So I think for people that everybody's got their own views, but that's our views. We collect, and I think Sunny's of the same as an NFT collector. I think she's also the same mindset as me. We collect because we love the art that we see, and we support the artist, and we're here for the long term. And if I want to make money, and then I do, I'll make it on different cryptocurrencies. That's where I make money, as far as in terms of investing. But in terms of NFT art, that's something different in terms of the view I have it on it. But again, we're all different. That's just my view on it. But again, we got a growing community. And for me, it puts a smile on my face every time I see a new artist pop up on Ravenous in particular, because that's a bit more visual in terms of when a new artist comes on board. Well, we're moving along. I'm not too sure. It's Kevin. I'm not sure whether your mic's working again. If it is, it'd be great for you to go next. If not,
yes.
Yes.
Sorry about that. My electrical was shut off. I'm on a movie set here, and they just turned the electrical off, so all of a sudden my screen went black. Sorry about that, guys.
No, good, Kevin. All
But
good.
I'm back.
Yeah, great to hear from you.
Pardon?
I said, please go forward. Tell us about your project and in terms of what some things coming up from your perspective.
Yes. First of all, I wanted to say previously, I really liked the project that was presented a moment ago. I'm working on a very personal project right now, which we are about to launch NFTs, and they're going to be my landscapes. It's a project I've been doing for the last 5 years called Land Art, and they're very personal to me. They're more about what went on with me personally in my life, and and finally exposing in the first picture that we are launching is going to be actually a picture that happened on the day my mother passed away. And that sort of inspired me to go into a spiritual mode, and I focused on taking pictures that were more ethereal versus this typical controlled environment that I've been in for most of my career, creating portraiture and imagery of personalities. And this was full circle, because when I started off photography, I enjoyed shooting black and white panoramas, 6x17 camera, film camera. And now I'm coming back to not shooting panoramas, but shooting color images also in the desert again, and I'm enjoying that. So we're launching some NFTs that are going to be 101s, and then some of them are going to be additional 40. And these are going to be out just as we speak, I think in the next couple of days. Sunny's been helping me with that, which I'm really appreciative of. And I'm really delighted to share this. It's not going to be expensive stuff because it's personal. I can control it more how I want it to be. I want it to get out there, and hopefully people enjoy it. That's what I've been working on right now, and I'm really grateful to be here to be able to share that with you guys.
That's fantastic. I would really appreciate that, and we're looking forward to land art. I know there's been some sneak peeks in terms of the minting of the land art, so really looking forward. So in terms of where can we buy the land art, Kevin? Is it going to be on Ravenous? Is it going to be on another NFT marketplace? Or?
Yeah, it'll be minted. It's already minted, right, Sunny?
Yes. We're minted some, but first we're going to just do a private. Everyone's going to know about it. We'll make an announcement, but just similar to how we've done their Discord sales in the past. we're just going to sell it directly peer-to-peer, and then anything that's extra we'll put on the exchanges. But ideally, we just like to get it out to our Ravencoin fans that have been supporting Kevin since the beginning, and and then if trading commences immediately, then that's all the better. So he just wants to get it out there, which I really respect. So to answer your question in a convoluted way, we're gonna do a direct sale first, and then anything extra we'll put on the exchanges.
Fantastic. Now looking forward to it. Thank you, Kevin. Sunny, actually you're next in line in terms of your project.
Oh gosh, thank you, Rick. Again, thank you so much for putting on this Braveland event, and it's I find it really exciting to hear what the other people in the community are building. And Fatal Frames, I picked up one of your shots. I really enjoy the art, and it just really resonated with me. So yeah, so regarding my project, WAGMI NFT, sort of already expanded it beyond, originally just calling it Sunny Blocks, thinking that I was just going to have a place to display my own NFTs, and then from there it sort of transformed into something bigger, thanks to Kevin, who was my first contributor, as with the NFT he just described. It's called Miami Mirror, GM Miami Mirror. And so through the platform, we're just creating a platform that enables artists to help other artists. And as artists, what you need more than anybody else. And this is just a place where you can network, share, and there's a couple of different ways that you can contribute. One is by contributing with a GM art piece, and so it's your art under our mintable name, and then the artist takes 70%, and the benefit that they get is that they get a lifelong place on the WAGMI NFT platform, and also they get just repeated tweeting, because of how the platform's set up. I always tweet those GM Gallery tokens, and we've also already done one giveaway. I gave away 22 Ravencoin asset giveaways. So because we're able to mint so cheaply on Ravencoin, doing giveaways is really easy to do. So it's our goal is to expand not just our community, but to cross over into other NFT communities and invite both those collectors and those artists in. So the website has links to all the different platforms, all the different, I've been putting in write-ups for if you want to have anything changed on the site, or let me know. And you can also make your own profile, and it's really cool because on the mobile version, on the first page, the profiles of the members show up. So for example, Fatal Frames, I think you signed up, right, Fatal Frames? I think you did. Anyway, but right on that first page, his profile can be seen, and you can link to his, he can show the socials that he wants to link to. But it's just about the artists and about trying to expand Ravencoin outside of the bounds that we're in now. So, and then the donations that we get, we're using to bring on new artists, buying them, either main asset names, or it does cost 100 Ravencoin to do each unique asset. So each GM token that we do, it costs 100 Ravencoin. So my goal is just to have the platform be self-sustaining, and it's already growing on its own. We already have now I think more than 3 pages of members that have just signed up. So it's pretty incredible. It shows that we need something for artists to help each other, and this is just a natural network effect. And you can share your public, wallet address, so you can easily airdrop to the other collectors or members on the site. And there's also going to be a chat function. It's just basically we're not selling anything. It's just a networking site. So anyway, that's all that I have on that. Thank you for letting me share.
No, that's fantastic, Son. And again, not to embarrass you, but again, the amount of, as you said, there's 3 pages. I'm actually looking at now, 3 pages, and that's a testament in terms of you as a person, what you've done for the community, how much activity is already on there, and it's only been a couple of weeks in terms since you launched it. And again, it's Son has been such a big collector and a big supporter of NFT artists in our community. And again, it's just a testament to you, Sonny, how much activity and people want to get behind you, because given what it's a little small token, sorry to punt, in terms of your contribution, in terms of what you've done for our community. for people to get behind you. And again, it's only the beginning already. 3 pages, amazing. So I hope there's a lot of scalability potential in the framework there, because I was.
All you guys, so it's just, it's just all of us. And I just think the idea of Ravencoin is so powerful, for someone to be able to mine the coins on their own personal computer, create an asset from those coins that they mined, and they can essentially create build out their own idea, their own company, their own whatever. I mean, right, I'm doing Waggly NFT, you bought the main asset name, and boom, you're good to go. It's really mind-boggling once you see what the possibilities are. And I was just listening to a thing on Renewablocks. Renewablocks is, I think, one of the first companies that are going to be tokenizing on Ravencoin, like at an STO level, like the security token offering level. And Jake said that he tokenized the entire corporation in 11 minutes. So, I mean, it's like a good to go corporation, like IPO level. It's all SEC compliant, FINRA approved. I mean, you can't make it up. So it's just really powerful what's happening here. And Jake is that story of the person who mined the coins on his computer and created the main asset name, and now he's so whether we're doing art or starting a company of some kind, like, it's just, Kevin bought Kevin Lynch, and that's his brand, like that human readable brand that he can then mint assets and NFTs under. And it's impossible to to create a fake of it, because there's only one Kevin Lynch on the Ravencoin blockchain. So it's absolutely impossible to fake a token.
Absolutely. And just picking up on that, Jake, with Renewablocks, again, there was such an iconic moment in terms of Jake that he filmed that, and actually you can watch that on YouTube. And that was picked up by STO Markets, so the guys with obviously they're big supporters of the Ravencoin, with Kyle and Herwig and the team there. That they actually picked it up, and they actually done a feature on their YouTube channel, one of the episodes featuring Renewablocks. So again, just we're getting out there, and it's becoming quite iconic, some of these events that are continuing to occur on our Ravencoin chain. So yeah, that was a fantastic moment, and a fantastic project in terms of Renewablocks, what they're doing. But yeah, thank you, Sonny. Thank you for that. Moving, I think White Hash is next to you. White Hash, you want to give us an update? Some of the exciting things that have been happening that I want to share with us? You right to talk, White Hash? Oh, okay, that's okay. All good, White Hash. We'll keep in terms of the apes that White Hash put out. Probably just to share, that's probably one of the latest one, White Hash. If I can sort of speak about that one, if that's okay. So White Hash launched the apes. Oh, we'll come back there. It's all good. Indy, how are you, Indy?
Hi, I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Good. What's happening in your world? What's with your project?
Well, I think I mentioned at the last Graveland session that I was looking at creating some more physical NFTs to send out. Slightly different to what I've been doing as regards to artwork. They're actually hair bows that I started making. I created my first physical NFT that I sent out on the Ravencoin chain back in 2020, and I just completed another peer-to-peer sale of more of those. So the Raven that I've raised through that, I'm looking to then support other projects. So I'm sort of having a good listen to everyone's projects tonight and just seeing where I can support and put that Raven back into the community. But yeah, nothing too exciting apart from trying to do a few more physical NFTs to send out to people, so they've got like a certificate of authenticity along with the physical NFT.
Oh, nice. Do you want to just share, Peter, your dad, in terms of what's the plans? You got some more in the pipeline to release? More NFT art?
Yes, he's working on a few things at the moment. So we're just waiting for those to be completed, and then we will be submitting some more of his artwork as well. It really made his day when he saw the first piece that went up on Ravencoin. So yeah, it's really encouraging to keep moving forward with it.
That's fantastic. It's again, the story is always powerful, and we loved his story. And again, it just puts so much deeper meaning to an art piece when you see that story. In my view, anyway, that's my personal view. You know, we always like a story behind an art piece, and that was a fantastic story with his art piece. But yeah, no, thanks, Cindy. Thanks you for sharing that with us. SOS.
No problem.
How are you, SOS? You got?
Oh, I'm okay.
Which
How are you? How are you?
Good. Where's the rest of the artists? That.
Well, they're here. I'm gonna invite them up to play for everybody later.
Nice.
No, thank you. You know, I appreciate the venue. Really, to be honest, my use of Ravencoin is more as it's the community. It's you guys, you know, as the venue. I don't play live or anything or do any of that. Just kind of, you know, not my style. Not really into that. So it's really cool to have Braveland and have people to play to, and to have the Ravencoin blockchain really write things in stone and kind of do my art. You know, I have this weird vision that, unfortunately, fortunately, whatever you want to call it, the money is still in the traditional way of streaming and getting people to, I don't know, buy your albums and do this and that. So I tend to use NFTs more as promotional giveaways. Like I try to do fun things that I think people will like. I try to keep them limited edition. I usually choose numbers like 69 because they're funny to me. And then that's it. Like everyone has a limited edition thing that maybe they'll like, maybe they won't, maybe they can pass it to a friend, and it spreads the word and it gets more people listening to my music. So it's a little subversive maybe, but I try to be honest about it, and you know, I try to give back to the community. And to be honest, any of the RVN that I do get through sales, I really do just give back. I shouldn't even say give back, I take back. You guys are here, Indy standing right next to me. I've used your art that I bought from you in my own songs and album art, and that's just kind of why I'm here. I like being a part of it. So it's not really a giving back, it's a giving and a taking and a existing here. And yeah, I just like being a part of it. So I hope you guys listen to my music and enjoy it. And yeah, keep it up, guys. I'm here to entertain you.
Nice. No, nice SOS. We are so fortunate to have you as part of our community too, as a music artist, and obviously as a blueprint to any music artists that are looking at minting on the blockchain, particularly the Ravencoin blockchain. You are a blueprint, mate. So, and again, we keep enjoying your music. We and again, for the people that are aware or not aware of, obviously, if you're on stage, you got those QR codes, so they can take you to the Spotify or iTunes if you want to get into those playlists that you've got across the different your different brands, music brands that you put out. So again, I know I've got that playlist on my phone that when I get in the car, that's what I play in my car, mate. So I do enjoy that playlist. So and again, thank you for the NFT that you shot to us, and I'll keep enjoying that music.
Love to hear it, man.
Yeah,
Love to hear it. Thank you.
Yeah. LSJ, what's happening in your world, LSJ?
I'll be honest, I've just been relaxing.
Yeah. Been relaxing and being creative, no doubt.
Yeah, exactly. Planning what to do next, world domination. No, it's for me, it's been quite busy with Ravencoin and stuff and personal stuff for the past 3 years. So this last kind of taking a break. But that doesn't mean the work on the projects that I've been doing has kind of stopped. It just means that I've spent more time with my family and just breathing and refinding focus. So because I haven't done a huge amount, I'll do a quick recap of the stuff that I put together to try and help community and just learn more about Ravencoin, to be honest. So one of the first things I got involved with really with Ravencoin was just the tech, and finding out as much as I could about it because it was just so new and novel. And then once I found out for myself what it was all about, I just wanted to kind of help tell other people about it and share a bit more about it and help people to actually use Ravencoin. But there's so many impediments and things to stop people from learning about new ideas sometimes. So I wanted to kind of create a way to help people to learn more about Ravencoin. And so that's why I kind of helped with the Raven Angels community, just to create a place where a lot of the knowledge that we've found about Ravencoin could kind of reside. And then it's just a group of people who really care about Ravencoin and want to help other people and teach other people about it. And that's why it started and why it exists now. And the chats and stuff, if you go in, you can see sometimes the chats and things are not necessarily quiet. There's not people kicking off about things all the time, but it's because everyone is so busy doing their own thing and trying to improve Ravencoin and people's awareness of Ravencoin in their own way. It's like I kind of sit back and I look at what someone's doing and I go like, that's awesome. I wish more people would be like that. So, but yeah, it's been really good to kind of help people find out about Ravencoin for themselves and teach other people and guide people a little bit on their journey if we can. Because I mean, I'll be honest, I don't know all the answers, but we'll have a good go at finding them out and just try and help people as much as possible. So one of the projects that came about out of Raven Angels is Ravencoin doesn't have a huge way to fund marketing. So I came up with the idea of the Raven Wall, which is a place to help market businesses and companies who use Ravencoin, and it was a way to build awareness of those companies, and also a way for those companies to give back to the community. So on the Raven Wall, what it is, it's based on the idea of a web page with a bit of space dedicated to that company. So that company has a set amount of space, and then they can link to themselves and their information and what they're about from the Raven Wall. So that's why when we tweet out about it and things, we really do appreciate all the community support. Do share it, because that's amazing, and it just helps people to learn more about Ravencoin, the company using it, and just it helps the community. So what happens with the Raven Wall is that there's a cost to go on the way of Raven Wall to the companies who want to join it, and half of that cost goes towards building and maintaining the Raven Wall. So half of that goes to that, and the other half goes towards a community fund for marketing Ravencoin and creating a way for this decentralized blockchain to be able to fund things that would otherwise be impossible. And it's early days, but if we don't try, then we might as well already give up. So that's what we're doing. We're trying our best to do things that haven't necessarily been needed before. So that's it. And other than that, I have an NFT connection, which I won't go into, but we've just had our last doubling. If you don't know what that is, if you follow me on Twitter, I'll mention it at some point, and you can find out a bit more about that one. But yeah, I think I've waffled enough, so thank you very much for setting this up. It's been an absolute pleasure to meet and learn more about all your projects. Thank you.
That's great, LSJ. Thank you for that. As most of you know, LSJ is a critical part of our community in terms of knowledge around Ravencoin. He's our go-to man when it comes to that deeper knowledge of Ravencoin and the
I
fundamentals.
can't see you talking, Britt. I don't know if your mic's gone dead or something.
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me?
No, he's in because we've had a sale or two and are realizing those kinds of returns. So a little boost like that keeps me going forward with building the collection. Follow me on Twitter. You'll see that we just added a new piece collection this past week. It's a piece by Mildred Lapson-Stevens. Again, these are not masterworks, but these are better quality original works. And Lapson is definitely still a respected artist. She passed away in 2014, at the age of something like 92. But you know, she's got a position in the art world that is respected. She's got a little exhibit that exists today, still at the Pasadena College. About the artwork, it's available to view in my collection, www.goodfindstores.com. Make sure you use stores with an S on the end, or else you'll end up at a little electronics manufacturer based out of England. But you'll see as you scroll down on my website, you know, the Ravencoin and Fine Art NFT gallery is prominently featured there. So for now, just continuing to add to the portfolio and build and support the Ravencoin community in the ways that I can. As I mentioned before we started, you know, I mine as well, and you know, largely hodl, but definitely I get out there and participate. You know, as an art collector, I have built a pretty decent NFT art collection as well. I have some kick-ass white hash pieces. I've got my cat bits is a part of my Ravencoin NFT collection that you'll find on my website, and I have a few other pieces that I'm pretty proud of in terms of my my growing NFT collection as well. And you know, I'd love to give it more time, and I need to just be more industrious and give it more time to find other ways to continue to support the Ravencoin community. I think that's really it in terms of my project. I'm exploring the idea of doing a you know, a promotional token. If you think about you know, the Foul Punks seed money type of promotional token. You know, I'm looking at maybe doing a found money coin or something to coins into the hands of the Ravencoin community to offer discounts either on my art portfolio or other items available for sale on goodfindstores.com. So that's probably, I guess, my next idea that I'm working on while we continue to build and have fun.
That's great, good fun. I do apologize for my little glitch in Avatar. I had to come back in again, but yeah, thanks for sharing that with us. So look forward to some of the things that are coming up there. So thank you. Probably just come back to White Hash. White Hash, you got your mic still okay? All good to go?
Hey, yes. I'm sorry for that.
Oh, good.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, how are you doing? First, I wanted to say thank you all, everyone who just invested in Babsy, enjoying the art. I feel great to see that, because honestly, I haven't any expectation when I do that. And when I saw the first batch is sold out and then the second one, it's just an honor. Thank you, guys.
Pleasure. So you got.
Oh no, you're so kind. No, it's just hard for me. It gives me tons of stress when I want to talk in English. So that's the reason that I don't want to talk a lot in their spaces. But I love you all, and I'm here to stay for a long term. And the other thing I wanted to talk about is that AI art, because I noticed lots of people really don't like AI and think it's kind of scam or anything. I'm not sure about that, but I just want to clear or say that what I have in my mind. I really enjoying AI art. I'm discovering about it and learning about more about it every day.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason that I'm using it for NFT is because it can be affordable for everyone, because I can create arts faster with AI, and I can provide a community with a good quality art with a good prices. And I am an artist in day life, so I really don't care when people say this guy is artless or he don't know anything about art. But I just thought that this AI gives us a good opportunity to enhance a bit the quality of the NFTs and with a good price. And yes, I'm just exploring it. Thank you.
No, thanks, White Hash. Your English is perfect. Don't question
you.
it.
You guys are awesome. Thank you so much.
And don't worry about your English. It's perfect. So keep talking. And like I said, at the end of the day, we always love to hear from you in terms of speak from the heart. You always speak from the heart. So it doesn't matter. Your English is perfect. You don't have to worry about your English. So we love what you're doing. And again, it's everybody's got their style. And I don't think sometimes people probably can be too critical of themselves. I think just follow your heart, follow your soul, and be committed to that. It doesn't matter what other people think. So, mate, whatever you're doing, keep doing it. We love it.
Thank you so much, guys. Thanks.
Pleasure. I think we're up to Dow. Hi, Dow. You want to share what's happening, Dow community, and what's the future next step, and it's a bit of the vision from last time we spoke.
Yeah, sure. First, thank you, Luis, and greetings to everyone. Glad to be here and excited about the potentials of Ravencoin. My name is Dow Harris, and I originally sort of, I guess, happened into the Web3 universe space as an artist, looking with an artistic background in writing, looking for a way to sort of understand and begin to develop, or transfer a real world portfolio into sort of some of the new marketplace exchanges. And around Christmas time, I sort of just happened into Community DAO, which was just I think it sort of hatched in a moment of trending hype about DAOs, DAOs, and just began networking with internationals, people from all over the world on a number of issues, and it increasingly became a sort of an all-consuming project. So we, at a certain point, kind of naturally, organically tokenized on Ravencoin, mainly because we needed a way to establish a store of credit with contributors, people like, for instance, from Nigeria and Ghana and various other countries who were shilling, marketing, sort of creating ads and memes on social forums for us, and we wanted to have a way that was a little more developed than, say, just a point system to give them equity in our growing organization. So when I first came into the space today, I thought that was an interesting conversation about the price of Ravencoin. I mean honestly, though that always is a consideration, it's not really a part of our focus because we are interested in the utility of Ravencoin. Specifically, as a DAO, understanding how we can use it to replicate or even replace the action of the EVM, the Ethereum virtual machine, sort of the smart contract action that occurs with Ethereum. How can we replicate that with Ravencoin? So that the utilization of a token on Ravencoin blockchain creates all kinds of possibilities that we discovered through communication, through sending assets and dividends per se, the possibility of voting on proposals, and we're still at an experimental phase. But I guess what the place we are at is we are a growing organization. We are looking for new members. We have a project that we are doing in a metaverse ecosystem, not Braveland, but a place called Altaverse or Sky City, which is kind of a new endeavor that is being underwritten by Binance, should be launching publicly by the end of the summer. And we would like to put a skyscraper, a type of tower in that world. And if I had my way, I would put every protocol on the Ravencoin blockchain in an office space in that tower. But besides that, we are trying to basically understand the utility of Ravencoin, grow our membership, and enhance the sort of, or I guess protect and nurture the network effect of the concept of community. Because to me, the idea of community is at the cornerstone of all of these developments, and it represents sort of the I guess the foundation of the new paradigm. So that's where we're at.
That's fantastic, Dale. Some great things happening there. So in terms timeline-wise with the Sky City, how far are you away from that, from launching that, or is it?
So we have secured a deal with Ultraverse, who is the kind of the company that has built Sky City, and Sky City is it's really an interesting project. The lead designer is a guy named Stefan Martineri. I think he's maybe French Canadian, but he is really talented designer. I think he worked on Tron Legacy and Star Wars and Ready Player One. So the aesthetic of the world is really nice, and we are trying to tie or coordinate our organization's growth and really the governance of our DAO with the launch of that world, and their timeline is basically the summer. I think by the end of the summer they are looking to publicly launch that world, and they do have Binance underwriting them, so it's a go. It's a green light. So over the summer, I would like to personally sort of master or get as far as I can into all of the different aspects of Ravencoin and the different protocols, make friends, and really develop positive collaborative relationships so that I can create, not just me, but our group can create an avenue into other metaverse ecosystems like Raveland, and extend our reach into the metaverse.
Fantastic. That's exciting. Very exciting. No, thank you for that. Thanks for sharing that with us.
Sure.
I'll come back to Philly, because Philly's been obviously one of our key people in organising this event every month, and been part of in the background all the things that happens in the background with Braveland. So I'll come back to you, Philly. But in excess, you're just to my left here. And how are you in excess? You good? Not sure you're able to talk or not. Be good to hear from you if you're able to talk. No? Not able to talk, NXS? No, we can't hear you. No, your mic must be playing up, is it? That's okay. If it gets working, then you can come back and share with us if you get it working. That's okay. That's all good. Philly?
Rick, real quick, you're recording a screen capture, right?
I am. Yeah.
So you missed good finds, right?
I did. I know there's a couple of people that do record. I know John does record the sessions as well, but obviously John's not here today. But I did miss recording of good finds. Maybe you want to give us a quick. You're going to give us a quick summary of that, or is that what you're thinking?
Yeah, good find. If you just go again quick, this way you're in the recording.
Okay, what did I say?
Okay, so when I had the glitch where basically it kicked me out of the system, so I had to come back in. So I missed the first half. I came in sort of halfway through when you were talking. So I guess in terms of where your project is at the moment, in terms of some of the things you're doing, what you spoke about before.
Yeah, I guess just for posterity, I'm building a tokenized portfolio of real life art. And it's a bootstrap project. I'm just working on it in the course of my everyday resale life. As a guy who works in estate sales and resale. And we issued a new piece into our tokenized portfolio this past week. It was Mildred Lapson-Stevens' piece, and I think the next step for Fine Stores and our fine art and NFT portfolio project is to looking at developing affinity token, maybe something like the money that we can use to share with our supporters in the Ravencoin community in particular, by way of getting engagement and discounts for other items or fine art items available through our store.
That's great.
I think that's the recap of what I covered.
Fantastic.
And thank you for the chance to get it recorded for posterity.
No, thank you. Just now we got it on video now, so just completes the talk, because I only got the first half, so now we got the complete one of you. So thanks for that. Thanks for sharing that again.
Thank you.
Philly, tell us in terms of what's happening with your projects that you're involved with, and secondly in terms of the activities that you've been helping people in the Ravencoin community.
Thank you. So my name is George Johnson. In addition to running the Direct from Philly handle, where I can go complete idiotic shit posting on the World Economic Forum and other stuff that I find funny. Many people don't get my humor, but I don't care. So I run the Why Ravencoin handle and the whyravencoin.com page. I built that to reduce the amount of time that I have to explain what Ravencoin is. The foundation page is great, the ravencoin.org page is great, but in my opinion, people's eyes just roll over, glaze up, because they don't get it. So I try to make the whyravencoin.com to help me explain it to others. As everybody here knows, and anybody that might be hearing this recorded event, Ravencoin is decentralized, and that's very difficult for people that are kinda in crypto and kinda in NFTs, but don't understand what a fairly launched, truly decentralized, no owners, no managers, no control, global blockchain is, like Ravencoin. So one of the things that I'm working on with the Why Ravencoin is the NFT promotion videos. So if you go to Why Ravencoin on Twitter, and then you go to the media tab, you'll see, I guess I'm getting close to 12 videos I've probably knocked out in about the past week. And what these videos do is they feature, in most cases, a single NFT artist. If I have coin on that marketplace that they're mostly on, I will go in and record the purchase of one of those NFTs. I then, they're actually filling out, Inix is in here right now, and she's been kind enough to help me interface with the NFT artist. So you can go to her website, come hither to rvn.com. Now, just for shits and giggles, we can't look at that .com anymore without Morgan's comment about come hit her. So now I put that into your mind also. But it's not abusive to NFT artists in any way. It's designed to help them. And so if you go to her, come hither to rvn.com, in the menu, you'll be able to go to the video project. And here's the really cool thing. They fill out the form, any NFT artist can fill out the form. It gives me the information I need to create the visual aspect of the video. But, in order for a video to get the views that it deserves, we need great music. And SOS has volunteered to have many of his tracks available for the videos. So maybe SOS, you can speak to that for a second?
I can. Thank you. And seriously, thanks for the opportunity for making my tracks available. I think I've made it clear, my goal here is to really just spread the word. So, Billy, what you're doing is obviously right in line with that goal. I just want to say real quick, a lot of the songs that you'll hear on Offensive Moon Graffiti, that's the officially licensed and released songs that I do. I personally give you permission to use any of those. I just want to make it clear, a lot of those are cover songs. So I don't control certain rights. I obviously control the rights of the master recording, and you all have my permission to use that. Just be heads up that the songwriters themselves have rights also, and as long as it's being used online in like a Twitter or YouTube, they actually handle all that on the back end, and the songwriters get paid as they should, and really no money comes out of our pockets. It's all like advertising and kind of behind the scenes stuff. But yeah, just kind of heads up, if you get in any weird getting dinged by YouTube or Twitter, like, hey, this is copywritten, it's possible for covers, like I said, but anything that I own, I totally give my permission, and I will go to bat for you and fill out whatever forms and give any okays and blessings that I need to. So yeah, if you're interested in any of my original Shreer videos, by all means, let me know. I'll send you whatever you need and bless it. So yeah, thanks, Philly.
Thank you, because it's, that really makes a difference. Then I'm going to just speak up for some of the other projects that I spoke with earlier today that haven't been able to be here. The Ravencoinnews.net, J-Hope, reach out to her if you want to get some spotlight on your project. And actually, I just want to speak to one thing here. I've been fortunate enough to help several projects get a web presence and really be the champions of things. If you happen to ever hear that I was honored enough to find a champion and help them build something the Ravencoin community needs, I want it known publicly. I don't own those sites. In 90% of the cases, I don't own the domain, and that's by design. Even if I host it, even if I help in the early development, in most cases, I only go back in there to add something or fix something. Anybody that is a champion of those sites deserve all the credit, deserve any monetization that comes from them. The biggest challenge I have with helping people that are just passionate about Ravencoin is they're afraid to take donations, and they're afraid to do any monetization. And I get that in the beginning stages, but at some point here, with the amount of time and energy that they're putting into these things, they need to justify it to their families. And so hopefully, they do find a way to fairly monetize it in the future. And if they do, none of those funds will come to me. And if they ever decide that they want to host it on their own or tell Philly to go pound sand, I'm good with that, because we are decentralized. So the resources are here. Every time I see the opportunity to kind of fill in a gap that as a community we're missing, I'll jump to it, because I need it for my own selfish reasons. The big projects I'm working on, they need all these tools, just like all of you need these tools. So we're early, take advantage of these tools. If there's anything you want me to help you on that you think will better the community, because we're not building for today, we're building for the great-great-grandchildren we're never going to meet.
Good point. Good point, Philly. Good point. I know you're always helping everybody else in terms of all the different projects in the community, but from your perspective with Haley, your daughter, can you give us an update in terms of how things are going with Haley?
Yeah, thank you. I'll just touch on that. So that's one of a few big projects that I'm working on. So it's evolving. There's probably going to be some announcements very soon with that. So now it's not the time or place.
Mm-hmm. That's fantastic. Look forward to it. Such a great project, and we're looking forward to continue to support what Haley's doing, and obviously you've been a big part of in terms of helping her. Thanks for that. Really appreciate it. Is there any other project that you see that you want to, people that might not be here today, that you want to highlight? Any other project there, Philly?
Well, just so it's mentioned on the recording, anybody watching this, if you're not aware, like I said earlier, we're totally decentralized. So that means there's no owners, there was no pre-mine, therefore there's no marketing budget. So with the exception for things like LSJ is doing, where he puts proceeds from his Birds of a Feather project, his Raven Wall, they're white hats. Raven Angels, Raven Rebels, LSJ, these are all guys that are going above and beyond for the community, and they're taking a portion of what they do to, in the future, help with marketing And more importantly, what white hats do is they'll run out, and if they see a brand name that they want to make sure that main asset name is secured, they do that behind the scenes. Because imagine if, it was really like the early .com days where you had cyber squatters. Then that would actually be a detriment to Ravencoin, because if all of a sudden a large enterprise finds out that somebody's already got their main asset name, and not just for 1 year or 10 years like a URL at .com is, but for eternity until it's transferred, the ownership, then that could be a hindrance. So fortunately, we have white hats out there that scoop those up and reserve them, and will make it available to those large enterprises. So once again, since we're decentralized, no marketing budget, then I want to put props out to at Morgan with her whatsuprvn.com, because the challenge on Twitter is you think your followers are seeing your tweets, you think you're seeing the tweets of your friends, even if you click that bell icon, you're not. So fortunately, we have that website and her hosting. She'll jump in Twitter Spaces and Discord Spaces, and she'll be, the host and ask, really good questions, really good questions. So I want to throw some props out to her. Once again, with the Ravencoin Newsnet, if you go to that site and you look at all the articles by letter from the editor, then you'll see how much work she's doing. And then, of course, Inix here, she's got the Come Hither to Raven website, and she is actively engaging, like many of you are, with NFT artists on other blockchains to let them know, hey, you know what? You're a producer. You're not just making art on the chains that you're familiar with. You should take a step back and say, if I was selling my art in Walmart, why wouldn't I want to be in Costco? So, we can encourage them. As a matter of fact, let me throw this out here publicly also. You can tell any of the NFT artists that you see on other chains that I will fund the minting of their first 10 NFTs on Ravenist, just because that's the easiest place for me to do it, where I have some funds. And as you all know, it's not like I'm giving them millions of dollars. Ravencoin is very inexpensive. And to address something that was said earlier about, a lot of people have FUD about the price of Ravencoin. To me, that's like an electrician that's worried about the price of electricity. Ravencoin is to build on. If you're in Ravencoin for number go up, then you're missing the biggest opportunity of your life. And so if anybody wants to help me with the videos and those other things, when I buy NFTs to record it and then incorporate it into the promo videos I'm doing, I then immediately 10x them. If you want to help me, all prices are negotiable. If you really are passionate about one of the great artworks that I have in my collection on Ravenist, I'll happily transfer that NFT to any marketplace on Raven that you want attention to, allow you to purchase it there, so then I can use the funds that I have then on my account in that marketplace to purchase NFTs from the artists on that marketplace. I'm marketplace agnostic. I'm just pro Ravencoin.
That's great, Philly. Thank you for that, and really appreciate all the hard work you do, mate. Again, it's you are a key person in our community. We need those key parts of our community. Keep driving it forward, because as you said, we're very early, and we do really appreciate that, all the hard work you do. And I know us, Brick BC, we really appreciate it in terms of all the help you've given us and continue to give us. So I really appreciate it, mate.
Thank you.
In terms of probably should give an update in terms of what we're doing at the Brick BC project. So our Brick Koala token series, the Brisbane property. So it's our current property token series. That it's on sale. You can buy it for as little as $80 a token. So we could continue to drive that. And obviously, we always knew the first project was always going to be the hardest one to sell completely, but we continue to again educate and provide awareness that that you can get access to real estate property. Doesn't matter what part of the world you're from, you can access our Australian properties. So again, we continue to drive that forward. We've got 10 more, so year one, we've got 10 more coming up. As we progress through each one, we only like to put up one at a time, one property at a time. And so Brick Wall is the current one. The Brick Roo, which is the next ones, which will be in the same area as the Brick Wall. So we're keeping the first 6 properties around the same area, which is Hamilton Ascot area, which is only 5 kilometres from the Brisbane city on the river. So that's an area that's for us is a key area in terms of fits all the criteria, being an A-class real estate property, residential real estate. So we continue to focus in the area before we go on to the seventh series. So we'll be on the Gold Coast. So first one will be on the Gold Coast on the 7th series. So that's coming up later on in the year. But yeah, look, we can continue to drive forward. A big part of what we're doing is obviously educating around awareness, because we're so early. And again, it's we're always relying on the community as well to share with their friends and families that in terms of access to real estate in a new way, the future of real estate, which we know is the new way to do it. So yeah, that's a bit from us. And again, we continue to have our Q&As once a week. Our what is real estate tokenization, which educates in general with Jake, who's my co-host, that we continue to push forward and educate the world around what is real estate tokenization. And we have our special guests on who provide us some input from different angles. We did have Kevin on a couple of weeks ago, which we were quite fortunate for him to share from an art perspective, from land art in particular, the project, and how that ties in with obviously what we're doing specifically around real estate, putting art in our properties that we tokenize. So thank you, Kevin, for coming on as our special guest a couple of weeks ago. So again, look at we continue to bring people on board each week from different angles to keep the conversations varied in terms of tying it back to real estate tokenization. Probably just mention a couple of things as well, and I'll just open up the floor for everybody to ask any questions to anybody here, and anything that's sort of happened that you're seeing in the Ravencoin community. So before I open up the floor, just a couple of things there with so Ravenist NFT marketplace. So they're about to be showcased on the STO market, the latest from NFTs on the YouTube. So Ryan sent some items over to her for them. They're going to do the unveiling of the box of goodies from Ravenist and just NFTs. So that's coming up, I think, over the next few days. So just keep an eye on that. Again, the STO market team, obviously led by the founders, Herwig and Kyle. They continue to drive the STO market business forward, and again, we class them as a really leading educator across in terms of STO markets, whether across any asset tokenization in general, really, in terms of what they're doing. Again, and obviously they've got their consultancy part of the business as well. But in terms of educating, they play a big part. They are what we class as the main educators out there. They've got the YouTube channel, which is a lot of the content that's driven through there. They've got their Twitter. But the reason I mentioned this is that, and I think I've mentioned before in a few of the spaces, that they're big supporters of the Ravencoin community, and I think if we can all keep supporting them, keep being front of mind to them and their audience, because they've got a massive following, I think puts us in good stead as a Ravencoin community, and basically obviously benefits us all in our different projects, whether it's real estate, NFTs, music, movies, and so forth. So all I encourage us to keep supporting the STO market guys, because that gives us great exposure, and obviously supports them, and especially when they're also doing, because they've got the STO consultancy. Part of their business model is that obviously advising clients where they should be tokenizing their assets on, we like to think that we become straight away in front of mind to when they're advising their clients where they should be minting their assets on. So so this week just keep an eye on the ladies that got there. So if you go into the STO market on YouTube, they've got some sub playlist videos in there, and they've got the ladies, which is NFTs, and you've got crypto con leche, and with the aims at with Jason aims at the South American market, in terms of Spanish speaking shows they put on, and then obviously Kyle and Herwig have the regular shows around in terms of what projects, tokenization projects are happening in general. So just follow them, keep in the conversations with them on Twitter, because I think us helping them helps us at the same time. But yeah, it's a great excitement for Kyle and Just NFTs and Ravenous to get featured on one of the YouTube channels coming up. So keep an eye on that. Also another one. Secondly, Crypto Stash is a big NFT. He's got a massive audience on Twitter and YouTube channels. So Crypto Stash, I actually engaged him. I actually did invite him along today, but obviously couldn't make it. But Crypto Stash, if you go into his Twitter profile, you'll see that he's got around 69,000 followers. He's got a huge YouTube activities. He also appears on BitBoy Crypto on his show quite regularly on the Round the Block. So again, he's very much very. I mean, he was probably one of the first guys with NFTs, and he's created some platforms in terms of gaming platforms that he's created. So again, follow him, create activity, and like his stuff, comment on his stuff, because again, that brings us attention to our community by being engaged in terms of what he's doing, and obviously gets us in front of eyes in terms of his followers. So again, just encourage everybody to be active in terms of what Crypto Stash is doing. You'll see some of my tweets today that I invited him, and so you'll see who he actually is. So just a little bit of that. I'll open up the floor. If any questions, any queries, and want to share anything in addition to what we've been talking about. Feel free to speak.
Yeah, hi, Kevin. I wanted to, was wondering if we should bring up the concept that we talked about, how we could use art in a way to exhibit in other areas, like in real estate, or being part of or collaborating with that concept. Do you want to share a little bit about what we talked about, or do you think that's on another time?
No, Gavin, please share that one, because I think it was a fantastic idea, and I think it'd be good to get people's views on that concept. Yeah, please share.
Well, I had this idea where I thought, because Lewis is into the concept, of course, and buying real estate through Ravencoin in the community and so on. And I thought, wouldn't it be great to offer, as the artist, we would offer like our art to be part of the sale for maybe and that can be discussed for a certain amount of time. Whoever buys this piece of real estate gets to have a certain amount of art images that would be part of the real estate that they could use to exhibit in their home. For a time, I guess we can make a time period on it, or as in a sale. That way, sometimes, for instance, like high-end furniture stores will dress up a home in, let's say, Beverly Hills, California, and then they will put a bunch of really expensive furniture and art in it to make that sale happen quicker, or to give the buyer potentially a vision on how their home could look, and they dress it. So I'm just thinking this could be also applied to furniture or to art. Obviously, that's where I come from, where we could dress an environment and interior design it versus just a bare space that's being sold. I'd love to hear your ideas.
Yeah, I think it's a great idea, Kevin. I think whether it's a timeline that I mean, from our property's perspective, obviously we want to buy the art outright to be part of the asset within the token series. But I can also see where, just say for example, where we've got tenants that come into the properties and they actually wanting specific pieces of art that we make available on a set of art pieces that like a website or whatever, a metaverse, whatever the case may be, where they've got a set of art pieces there. The tenant's able to go there and say, look, well, can we have these pieces here? We want to hire these pieces to be able to showcase in our house. Then they can actually hire that piece. I think there's a lot of legs in that. I think there's legs in that. And just from the brief conversation we had before about it, I was thinking about it, and I think it's got legs. And again, whether somebody comes up with the platform to be able to showcase those art pieces, that can actually then be picked from that selective range that they can hire for a period of time, or whatever the case may be, or even buy it for that matter. In terms of if they want to buy the piece, they can also buy the piece as well. But having that central point of what call it an art gallery, that people can go there and buy it, and I think it also extends to commercial. I think commercial will be a huge area, Kevin. Think about commercial premises that one obviously presented in a very high end perspective, whatever industry that they might be in, but having those pieces of art in a commercial premise as well, I think it applies both residential and commercial. That could be quite lucrative in my view. Yeah.
I agree. I mean, I think that's what we want in the end as artists. You know, it doesn't do us any good to have the work and we get to look at it. We want it to hang in people's homes, hopefully, and for them to buy it, and not just in a wallet. This gives the opportunity, because ultimately that's where it goes, but we just bypass the gallerists, and we bypass all the people that feed off that piece of art, and you go directly to the person that is buying the home and will be buying the art, versus having other people, other steps in between.
Yeah.
And it gives the opportunity for the artist to either exhibit it in the homes that are for sale, or to at the same time, like you were saying, selling it if someone's interested. So it just gives us more exposure, and I think it helps elevate the homes or the imagination for a buyer to want to be part of that purchase.
Yeah, I agree. Totally agree. As I said to you, Kevin, my objective is to have one of your pieces in every property that we tokenize, have one of your pieces in our houses, one of your land art pieces, because I think there's a lot of, like, you had me in tears when I had you on my show a couple of weeks ago, and you told me in terms of the significance of the Miami Mirror NFT art piece, and what that meant to you. Again, I'm not saying because you're here. I think I've shared that with you. You actually had me in tears, because for me, knowing that how much that meant to you, again, just brought that significance to another level. And I think, and again, I'm not, as I said, there's such a great opportunity there for people to engage with art in properties, and I'm sure I'm not the only one who's done it, but I just see the power a bit to have art pieces within the properties that are being tokenized, and I think now that we're such a small world, and having access to different artists from all over the world through NFT art, I think just brings that world to a very small place to have that access to different pieces. So if we can use that method in terms of the idea that you've come up with, I think it'd be a great way to, again, increase that accessibility to art, in my view.
Yeah, I love that idea. It's basically what people were doing, like essentially were staging their homes before sales, etc. A lot of people would tend to, generally, if they couldn't afford someone to come in and do it for them, would do it themselves. But doing it with various pieces and content from the Ravencoin community would be amazing to see. I'm not sure about how exactly to arrange that, but it would be I would be massively interested in seeing that.
There's one.
But it's just the trick is finding out what everyone's got to like kind of to put into it, to put into the stage, if you like.
There's one project I was thinking, Kev, when we start talking about commercial, there was one project I was thinking, LSJ knows which one I'm talking about. There's a project in Holland, which is it's a mixed commercial project that's obviously got office space as well as residential and basically retail down the bottom. I can see that particular project, how much that would benefit that, because it is a very high-end project. The benefit that would get for having some of the art, some of the art in there, I think would be a great opportunity for an NFT artist to have there through this mechanism, to have art, whether it's rented on a time basis or basically just buying it outright. But yeah, that project, the LSJ, that was $180 million, the one I told you about. Again, that's the sort of project that obviously there's a lot of there's a lot of budget in there, I guess, to attract that sort of thing, and yeah, that's just one example that I'm sort of thinking out loud about.
Well, as artists, we'll take the 179 million, and then the other million can go to the construction of the place.
That's it. That's it.
By the trees.
But again, like I said, I think it applies both residential and commercial, and especially when you've got those big commercial projects, what they've got big budgets, where they're trying to attract certain tenants and buyers to it. I think adds a massive attraction point to it, having some nice, beautiful art that sometimes, well, traditionally it's been obviously very restricted because you're only talking about knowing certain artists or certain galleries, but now you basically bring the world into the one place for people to access art from anywhere in the world, and from artists that probably never really got themselves out there. And I think it just opens up a big world for these opportunities. Yeah. But
So we have other artists here. What do they think? What do you guys think?
Fatal, from your perspective, Fatal, is this something that do you think would be beneficial from your perspective as a photographist? Not too sure your mic's still working, Fatal. Are you able to talk, Fatal?
Yeah, sorry. It sounds awesome. I mean, it kind of you see a lot of these coffee shops and things like that where you can kind of get your art hanging on a wall, get some eyes on it. But I mean, I think any different way to get eyes on your work is totally worth it.
Nice.
And it's a variety, like if you're definitely hanging your stuff in upscale homes, you're going to get some upscale eyes on it who, might just absolutely fall in love with what you're doing and come and buy your whole collection. So great opportunity.
We would just have to figure out how we can all get together on this and promote it and somehow manage it. That would be the question, how that gets done. Because I'm sure there's not going to be any resistance from other artists wanting to do that, because in the end, that's that's where it usually goes. It goes into someone's home, hopefully, or a museum or gallery, I guess. I think that would be, we have to think about it a little bit more how it would be organized, but I do think that that's a good way to help other artists promote their work.
Like it's basically trying to tokenize a real estate home staging company. I mean, you could buy a token that's like a designer chair and you own that chair, but it's, you're lending it to the company or something to be staged.
Yeah.
Correct. Minozzi, which is an Italian furniture maker, pretty extravagant furniture maker. They are also in the United States. They have done that with my art previously, and they're doing it again.
Okay.
And I'm doing that with another furniture store as well that's very high end in West Hollywood here in Los Angeles. So I'm hanging like large pieces of my art and giving them a portfolio for their potential customers to want to buy while they're buying their expensive sofa or whatever it is, right, table. And I find that you're almost getting directly to that person versus sometimes, I mean, you know, being in a great gallery is always prestigious and that's great. But I think as artists, we have to take advantage of every kind of opportunity we can because we don't sell all the time, at least I don't. And therefore, you want to broaden your opportunity. And by working this out as a community, I think there's great opportunity. Plus, I think it entices the real estate aspect a lot more versus just an empty room or a piece of architecture. You're selling something colorful inside it that they get to enjoy with the purchase, if they choose to.
Yeah, I agree. I think we just need
Definitely.
we need to find somebody who can champion it and then bring us all together and be able to drive it forward. Because I think there's a massive opportunity there, and we start talking about also, you know, think about real estate agents as well in terms of putting that art and driving those, you know, making those properties look attractive. And I think it's got I think we just need to get we need a champion to drive it, and then bring us all together to elaborate on that great idea.
It kind of seems like that good fine store person was kind of halfway there.
Yeah, maybe we check out with Fike to see if that's maybe a project that he wants to champion and drive it forward and bring us all together and because I think it's something that we need to take it serious and I guess having you, Kevin, involved provides obviously a bit more substance to it than. And again, no disrespect to other artists, but at the end of the day, given, you know, your profile, I think it would provide the right credibility to drive something like that forward.
I think that's a great idea, and I think we should investigate it a little bit further. I'm going to have to bow out, my friends. I have to go to work, and as much as I love being here right now, but I have to go back to work right now. So I'm going to bow out and see you guys on the next one. Thank you for letting me be part of it.
No, thanks, Kevin. Appreciate your time and being involved and contribute to this group. Thank you so much. Have a great weekend. Don't work too hard. It's a weekend.
You too, guys. I got to shoot a bunch of soccer players. So cheers, guys.
Take care. Bye now. Bye. Well, what we might do, guys, if there's nothing else, we might step into some music because LSJ and India are looking for some challenges for their world title in dancing. So, SOS, do you want to sort of brief in terms of before we go into the concert stage? What's in store?
Yeah, I would just invite everyone to follow me to the stage and give me a minute to set up.
Yeah.
Come on in, and there'll be music playing in the minute that I'm getting set up, and then that's it.
Let's go.
Hi, I'm Soft Sunside. Thank you for coming and letting me play. I'm going to get us started tonight and then invite some friends up to play. Hopefully you've heard. This is Oasis, I'd say.
Some might say that we should never ponder.
found himself in Montreal.
Wanna visit with a lightning sign, pull a picture of a Saddleback for the stars tonight. You were the last thing. Trees are falling from a lightning strike. Let it get them out of bed, leaving from the line tonight. You were the last thing. Hey, Miss Typical, what you wanna go and be so different for in the live stream? It's alright. Seeing fire from a foreign sky, picture scratch black tip and keep you warm at night tonight. You were the last thing. Scratching letters in a blurry line, when the mains kick back, send you flying high tonight. You were the last thing. Hey, Miss Typical, but you wanna go and be so different for in the live stream? It's alright. Hey, Miss Typical, why you wanna live your life on typical in the live stream? Now wake up. Throwing numbers in a wavy line, kicking back, stack pictures of a friend of mine tonight. You were the last thing. Tracking pieces while they're flying by, reaching out to grab the pitch black falling sky tonight. You were the last thing. Hey, Miss Typical, what you wanna go and be so different for in the live stream? It's alright. Hey, Miss Typical, why'd you wanna live your life on typical? It's the live stream. Now wake up. Hey, Miss Typical, what you wanna go and be so different for in the live stream? It's alright.
I'm Dr. Periwinkle. Good morning, young man. I said it's taken quite the time just to meet you. Won't you have a slice of a sesame cake? There's an awful lot about the world I wouldn't want to see it go. You have a piece
Stop eating my sesame cake. Or do you want to hold it?
It's sesame cake.
Is that what you want to go say? Go see it then. Sesame cake! Stop eating my sesame cake. Hi, this message is pre-recorded of course. I'll see you next time. Bye!